Welcome to the Wandering Minds. My name is Mike.
This is Mickey.
And today our special guest is Carson Cox.
What up?
Thanks, buddy. So tell me, I want to know who you are as a person and what got you to where you're at today in life. Wherever you want to start with that story, I want to hear it.
Shit. So, now I'm a business owner and
What's your business?
barbershop.
What's the name of it? There you
Big
go.
Daddy's Barber Shop. Yes.
Which is where I go.
Yes, sir.
He's the guy.
Yep. Well, I guess we could start with who I was before.
Yeah. I want to start with what made you, what lessons have you gone through in life to make you the man that you are today? Let's go with that. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing, though. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So, pretty much started out, getting high.
Getting high? What age?
Fuck, I started doing meth at 17, senior in high school. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that led to a long road of BS,
Mm-hmm.
stealing, fucking getting high.
Where was that? Are you
Salem.
local boy? Okay,
Salem.
so you're Salem boy.
Oregonian all my life.
Yeah.
Salem till I was 32, and then I moved out here.
Okay.
But 17, started getting high, running the streets. Then I think it was 19. I tried to, I moved to Springfield, get sober, stay with my brother for a little bit, and yeah, it didn't work out because a tweaker's always going to find a tweak,
Yeah.
And so I just moved back to Salem to try to straighten my shit out again, I guess. And yeah, I just jumped right back in it.
Do you think that obviously between here and Salem isn't a huge difference
Right.
as far as lifestyle and stuff like that? Do you what was the major influence that had you coming back to drugs and that dependence on drugs? Was it the people, the circle you were around, or was it just lack of direction at that point? Because you're 19 at this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was the people for sure. Like, I was young
It was
and
your
dumb
circle.
and like super tight with my cousins.
Okay.
And they were always in the mix. Always. My cousins, my uncle. And I guess they were kind of influential on me, and had a tight circle. And it's pretty much what it led to, getting high and running the streets, committing crime, trying to make that quick, fast money. And, one thing led to another, and poof, I was in prison.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How long did you do, if you don't mind me asking?
The first time was like 26 months.
Okay.
Had good time, but I lost all that.
Yeah.
Just acting fool.
Mm-hmm.
And then got out, got my shit straight, got a job, but I wasn't doing anything. I was just going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. And, eventually I had money, and I'm like, well, I got all this money. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go party, And then it started with drinking, and then drinking started to, lead into that. Oh, well, I'm a little too drunk. Let's sober up a little bit. Let's do a little meth. It'll be fine. It's just a weekend thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no...
Part-time.
Yeah, there's no recreation for me.
Yep.
It's either all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially that shit. It's like,
Yeah.
once you get started, there's people that do it recreationally, and, props to them, but
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people
Yeah.
that could just pick it up and put it down. It's picking it all up.
Yeah. That's kind of how I was with drinking. It was like, I'm getting fucked up. It's all or nothing. I didn't get into drugs or anything like that, but drinking was just as bad for me.
Yeah, like who wants to drink for the flavor?
Yeah. Right.
Drinking to get fucked up,
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. So yeah, got out, got my shit straight, got back into the mix. Cousins were still, getting loaded. And
Now,
it
are
was
these cousins all the same age bracket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One's in prison right now, for a long time. But, yeah. So got back mixed up with them and quit my job because I just, no call, no showing because I'm too fucked up to try to show up, I did work under the influence for a little while, and then it was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna go run the streets, because why not? I don't have any kids. I don't have anything to hold me back or keep me sober. So why stay sober at that point, you know? And just got back into committing crime.
Was that your hustle? Your crime? That's how you made money? Was
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
I think I would say 50% of it was just the adrenaline.
Gotcha.
You know, go boost a car and fucking joyride. Like,
gotcha.
you know, it's kind of stupid. Some of it was for stuff that was on the car. You know what I mean? The rims, systems, all that shit. But other times it was just like, oh, I don't feel like walking. I'm just gonna go boost this car to get me across town and hope I don't get pulled over.
Yeah.
And occasionally, you know, I got pulled over, and I'm not gonna run because. Why do that? You know, that's just going to get me in more shit. So, you know, I get pulled over. Oh, this is your car? Oh, yeah, I bought it from this dude down the street. Oh, well, where's he at? I don't know.
Down the street?
Yeah. Back around the corner, bro. Probably gone now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're going to jail. I'm like, fuck. Again. And, yeah, I wound up catching more charges, you know, and...
How long was that cycle for you, in and out of jail? How long was that? About roughly.
Started 2004 and stopped at like 2009, 2010 maybe.
Okay.
I think I
So
did
at least
go
5,
back
6
in like
years.
I think I did go back in like 2013. And then caught a DUI in 2017.
Okay.
And then since then, yeah, nothing.
Okay.
But like
Yeah.
during the first 5 years, you know, 2004 to 2009, it was like jail, prison, jail.
Yep.
You know. And so yeah, back in 2007 when I got out, you know, I got back in the mix, and then caught more charges, you know, kind of tried to check myself into rehab to see, you know, if I could escape these next charges that are, you know, pending or whatnot, you know, and like, yeah, you know, hired an expensive attorney. Let's, you know, see what we can do for you. And I guess they were trying to give me like 30-something months, but I ended up getting 20. But prior to all this, you know, in my treatment situation when I was there, I met a girl. You know, that treatment love, I guess. Lust.
Yep.
This ain't no love going on there, bro. You're just trying to handle biz or whatever. And, yeah, I met a girl and, you know, had unprotected sex twice and wound up getting pregnant. Yeah. And, yeah, I ended up having my kid, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, when we met, I'm like, you know, I'm pending charges. Like, I might be doing some time. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, whatever. That's cool. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, it was December, I believe. December when I got out. Because I had to go to jail after I was in treatment because they violated me because I didn't change my address or let my probation officer know. She's like, oh, yeah, you're going back to jail. And I'm like, I just got out of rehab. She's like, yeah, well, you didn't let me know. Right on. So,
shouldn't she have just fucking known? She
Yeah,
should have been tracking you.
Exactly. But, yeah, I left town and went to another town to do inpatient, try to get my shit straight. And that lasted all for about a week once I got out of, you know, my probation violation or whatever. And then it was like December, and I got a call from the girlfriend, and she's like, oh, I got something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what's up? She's like, and she starts crying. I'm like, okay, like, are you seeing somebody else? Did you find somebody else? Like what's the situation here? And she's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh, I pulled the phone away from my face. I was like, fuck.
Really?
And I put it back up. She's like, oh my God, what? And
Yeah.
I'm like,
So how old were you at that time?
shit, 2007?
Yeah. Roughly.
23 maybe?
Okay.
Maybe? I don't know, 85.
Okay. Yeah.
23.
Nick will do the math eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe 22. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a gauge on where we're at in life.
Yeah.
How old are you right now?
37.
Okay, so that's a good. Okay, so
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, so fuck. Yeah. And I'm like, well, he's like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, we're going to have the kid. You know what I mean? It's like it's that type of situation. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm like, I'm with you. Like, I might have to do time, you know, because we came upon that before we even started messing around or whatever. And so, you know, we were kicking it and yada, yada, yada for the few months I was available.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, you know, a long distance relationship. She lived in Beaverton, I lived in Salem, so it was like weekends and days off type deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I went to court, did all that, figured I was going back to prison for another 20 months, and like signed the papers, boom, gone, straight out east, and
EOCI or
Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Where's that one?
Eastern Oregon.
But where is it?
Pendleton.
Pendleton. Yeah, it
okay.
fucking
Yeah.
sucks. Such a long.
So like for visiting and
Yeah.
all
Oh, yeah.
that shit, like you
Yeah.
Well,
might
it's,
get.
it's almost as far as you can fucking get in Oregon for your family if you're.
Right.
I mean, Snake River's right on the border.
Yeah.
My first set, I was out there for like
Snake
13 months
Yeah.
of the 26, and it was like, one visit per year, you know, because
Yep.
who's going to drive 8-10 hours,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
get a hotel if they have to, or just, you know, drive up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get there by visiting time, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, my brother was in Salem, and my family lives here, and they didn't even go see him.
Wow.
When I came from North Carolina, I saw him every day I was here,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
support.
was like, to not have my family right here to go see them.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
so to
I
go
would
to
drive an
Pendleton,
hour.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, as soon as I started trying to get in and see my cousin or get the info to get on his list, you know,
Yeah.
it was like my aunt's like, oh, he's at Snake River now.
Fuck that, right? My mom, when I was at EOCI for a very short. They transferred me, then transferred me the fuck back. But
Yeah.
she came and saw me once. But I was like, don't fucking bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't bother. Especially if I'm getting tattoos, I don't want to. You know what I
Go
mean?
through visiting, get strip searched. Be like,
And that
oh,
happened.
yeah.
That happened at one time at OSP. He's like, "Hey, you got some ashy skin or some." I'm like, "Oh, I just got sunburn. It's peeling off."
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
it was a fresh tattoo. Anyways, my bad. Sorry about that.
No, it's good.
Okay,
Like,
so you're at EOCI.
yeah, EOCI, you know, I was out there for like 13 months that set, and like she has a kid, like they come to visit. I get to see my son for the first time. They're a few months old already, but
Yeah.
you know, at the time my mom was kind of there, you know, taking my position, I guess, you know, to
Nice.
help out and do whatnot. And that was great. And then got transferred back to OSCI. And like, I'm like, okay, like, I know you're in Beaverton, but like, my mom had gifted you a car. Like, you got, you know, your license because my mom helped pay for it. Bought it. Like, there should be
No excuse.
no excuse that you can't, you know, come up on a day off with my kid and
Especially
see
since
me.
OSCI is now in Salem.
Yeah,
Correct?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I spent
Now
some
I'm
time in there
town,
too.
You know what I mean? So,
That's where Jake was.
but it was, you know, I don't know. You know, life gets to people, and it's understandable. You know,
Yeah.
like I got plenty of friends in there that I don't ride or whatever. You know, but life's
Life is life.
yeah takes advantage sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, like, you know, 2 months to getting out, got this letter in the mail. It's like, you know what? I just can't do this anymore. The old Dear John. And I'm like, do what? You know, like, I've been in prison. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're just never there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well,
Wow.
yeah, okay. You know, like, right on, you know.
Hey, tell the guard so I can get out, right?
Yeah, 2 months, you know, I don't know, it's 3 months or 2 months, something like that. But it was close to the gate time.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was just a
That's
whack
fucked
situation.
up. That's
yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Damn.
But, like, what am I going to do? You
Yeah.
know? I was like, okay, well, you know, whatever, as long as we can, you know, figure the kid situation out and, you know, try to keep it out of the custody BS and
Yeah.
child support and all that shit. Because, like, I mean, I'll help out when I can or however I can. And got out, see my kid, you know, started doing good. And then,
Is he a big ass Viking like you?
oh, my
No.
kid's probably the smallest in his class.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, his mom was like 4'10", 4'11", so.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll hit a growth spurt and get bigger, but
yeah, I'm sure he will.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that situation, and then, you know, every other weekend visits, a week here, a week there, and then as time progressed, like, I found out my cousin had cancer, and like she wasn't doing good, and so kind of moved in over there and started, you know, helping out wherever I could. And that situation led me back into the dope game.
Oh.
Because, like, she was selling dope. But, like, with all the radiation and the chemo and medication and shit she was doing, like, for her, meth was the only thing that would fucking get her out of bed. Only thing that would help get her through the day. Like, I mean, when I was using, like, you had a toothache, bro, you smoked meth. You had a headache, you hit the pipe.
Wow.
It's like a cure-all.
Yeah.
For some, you know.
Wow.
And so I got back in the dope game, started, you know, selling dope, and like, you know, I'd go to home on the weekends when my kid was there and try, you know, spend some time with him. But then it got to the point, you know, I was deep in the mix, and I was kind of, you know, out there, and it wasn't like the first thing on my mind, which is kind of whack, but, you know, under the influence, like, at least I didn't have him in a room shitting on himself and, you know, going without. You
well,
know
it was
what I mean?
it was for the best when you consider it from that perspective.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah. And then, you know, my mom started going behind my back and, you know, getting visitation because I'd stop by there on the weekend just check in and see how things are. And my kid's there. It's like, well, you know, you went and got my kid from Portland. Like, should have told me I'd be here, you know, instead of, like, just going back behind my back and doing that shit. That's pretty fucking whack, if you ask me. And so I just, you know, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let the situation ride, and, you know, I'm gonna stay over here, you know, while I'm under the influence. I'm just gonna stay in my own space because I don't want to bring that, you know, over there. So yeah, you know, my cousin started, you know, doing real bad, and then ended up passing away, you know. But it was a weird situation. I was seeing a girl, and I had a buddy that was staying at her place, and I was like, hey, you know, I'll meet you, we'll kick it. And he's like, okay. He's supposed to meet me halfway. Didn't meet me, so I went all the way there. And I know dude was gone, so I just posted up, and, like, just so happened to be, like, the luck that, you know, she passed right when I was there at the house, and you know, so I mean, it's good because I made it there, and I was there for, you know, the last breath or whatever, but like, traumatic for sure. And then the cops were coming because she had like a DNR, you know, she was on hospice, so it was like, do not resuscitate, like, don't call 911, just call, you know, whatever. And so her ex-boyfriend, kind of like life partner type deal, was there, and he, you know, he laid her down, tried doing, you know, CPR, called 911, and like cops were coming and shit, and I had warrants, so I'm like, I gotta bounce, you know. I ran down to her mom's house because she lived a block away. I told her what's up, but I'm like, I can't be there because I don't want to go to jail. Which, in a perfect situation, we probably should have been like, you know, fuck jail, sit here with my family. But like,
that's where you were mentally at that time, so
yeah, no,
this
I
is
was
what it is.
fucking getting it. I'm gone. And yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
And so after that, you know, I kind of stayed with this girl for a while, and ended up getting into a fucking weird situation there. Police got involved. Like, won't elaborate on that, but then, you know, she ended up going to jail and I didn't. And then, like, you know, caught some charges because of some shit she said, and like, right on. Like, you're already in jail. Might as well deal with what situation's there instead of trying to throw me under the bus just to get yourself out.
Yeah.
You would have stayed in there another 2 weeks. You would have been good.
Yeah.
We all would have been. But now I caught more charges, went back to jail, all that shit. Had a weird rough split up there, and then moved in with my uncle and started using heroin, and like it's curtains from there, you know.
Yeah.
Was it always meth up to that point?
So like when I was staying with my cousin and stuff, like started smoking some oxys because of course she was on chemo and shit and in pain, so she had oxys, and I was like, well, you know, let's smoke some oxys, like, whatever, you know.
Okay.
And yeah, I got super addicted to that, and you know, my boy's like, like oxys, brother, expensive. Like heroin, you can get the same amount for like quarter the price, and I'm like, well, fuck it, let's do it, you know. Yeah, at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Just trying to get lit, and yeah, so started smoking heroin, smoked heroin for a while, and then kind of just weaned myself off.
What was your size at that time? Because you're a big dude right now. You're what, 340?
No, bro, I'm like 285 the other day.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
Holy shit, you fucking look way bigger than that. Okay, so I'm seeing bodybuilding status with you, but so were you like sucked up at that time? Were you super?
Yeah, probably 200 pounds.
Okay.
I mean, to some people that's
well compared to what you are now.
But where I'm at now, it's about 200 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. So and you weren't at that time. You were probably not engaged in any type of lifting. No.
Oh no, lifting the fucking needle to my arm or the pipe to my mouth.
Yeah,
That's the only lifting I was doing, you know.
Yeah. So your uncle, how much older than you? Is he older than you, or what's the age?
My uncle?
Yeah,
it's my mom's brother, so he's like probably 60 now.
Okay,
like
so
that.
he was significantly older than you.
Yeah.
And just feeding into that. Okay. I was just curious.
Like, feeding into what?
Your addictions.
Oh yeah. Like the first time I got high was with him.
Yeah.
And my two cousins, his kids.
Okay.
You know.
So that
snorting
kind of
crank for the first time at 17. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then it was just
yeah. Okay.
downward spiral.
So you didn't really have any type of positive male or female role model for that matter.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
no,
like
when I was a lot. It really does explain
like
a lot.
When I was younger, for sure, like, you know, my mom had some cool boyfriends that like took me hunting, fishing, you know, like I learned how to do like that shit at an early age.
Yeah.
But then from like 15, 16 on, it was just like free reign to go do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And you know, when I was growing up and shit, my uncle was a big influence on me because like I'd spend the summers out at his place in the country, you know, fucking doing country shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But 15 on, 16, I just did whatever.
Okay.
You know?
So at this point, you're about 23, or are you 24, 25? Starting heroin.
Starting heroin, it was like probably 25, 26. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
shit. So I did it for the first time probably in 2010. Smoked it a little bit here and there. 2011, like 2013, 2014 maybe. Started shooting it. It was like,
What's
but
the
I didn't
difference?
shoot it at first. I shot meth for the first time around that time.
Okay.
And it was just smoke heroin here and there.
Gotcha. So what is the difference in smoking any drug and shooting said drug? Big?
Dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Like,
to
you
try and
get-
glamorize anything.
Yeah,
I just want it's like, is it like tenfold the high type of thing? Does
Probably
it last
50-fold.
longer? Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, like you could take a hit of meth and you'd be like, okay, yeah, I feel a little buzz. You can do a shot of meth and your butthole will pucker, your hands will get hot, your feet will get tingly, and you just go.
You just go for the ride, right? So what?
Yeah.
How long does it last per whatever you do?
Oh fuck!
It just depends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 6-8 hours maybe.
Wow.
Then the initial intensity is like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
And then you kind of hit that peak, and then you kind of just level out, and I mean you're gone.
So but you're awake and you're doing things though, right?
Oh yeah.
So are you walking,
100%.
literally walking around just like high as fuck? Are you seeing shit differently? Are you feeling differently? Or are you just
there's
high?
there's no like
None of that weird shit, right?
hallucinogenic unless you know. I mean, there has been in
Mixed
previous
with rat
past,
poison or some shit, right?
If you're like when the dope was real dope back
Yeah.
in 2003 2004, like you and a buddy could get high on a 20 sack for 3 days.
Wow.
You'd stay up for a week, you know. Like you have a gram, you'd be gone for a couple weeks and just like bushes would be people moving, walking around, and like
So
just,
paranoia.
like, hallucinations, sleep deprivation. For
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
okay. Well, that
Okay,
You
that
go
makes
like
more
this
sense.
and like this, and everything's got tracers behind
yeah,
it. And,
Yeah.
shit,
and
like,
really, it's not because of the drugs; it's because of the sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what causes hallucinogenic type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no really hallucinations like
Okay.
if you're up to date on sleep and all that. Unless like people do have a chemical imbalance in their brain, and
Yeah.
like when they use that, it makes it tenfold. And so yeah, they hear shit, see shit.
Okay.
Some of the people walking around the streets of downtown Eugene that's how they are.
They're just fucked up in the head, though, right? I mean, or
Well, yeah. There's some mental illness there.
yeah,
Previous mental illness,
Okay.
and then like the drugs and the alcohol, they amplify that by
Yeah.
10-20%, and then it just brings more out. That's why you see people walking around talking to themselves and
Okay.
doing weird shit, is because their previously mental state
yep.
just was amplified by
Now adding
intoxicants and like smoking whatever they can get their hands on,
this or shooting it.
yeah.
So would you say that at that point did it become worse for you as far as addiction aspect?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd say worse,
Well, what I mean by
but it
worse
just
is
kept it going.
did you want it more because
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's shoot some dope.
Yeah.
Let's shoot some meth. Yeah. It was like, I mean, and then in between, they just sit around, smoke with the smokers and like whatever, they hit the bathroom or whatever, do a shot, and always keep a little something to the side so I can get high. Because
Yeah.
at that point, smoking dope ain't doing nothing. Smoking heroin's not doing nothing. It may keep you level. It's not going to get you high after shooting dope for, decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And you said that you weaned yourself off? Is that what you started to say after a while?
Yeah, with the heroin, when I was smoking heroin, yeah, I just kind of gave it up because it was, kind of pointless. And
Because now you're
at
shooting.
that time, yeah, I just kind of went away from it, stuck with the meth, and continued my
Okay.
tweaking spree. But yeah, no, then I was hanging out with some people, and they're shooting some dope, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to try that, But previously, I'm like, oh, fuck junkies. I'll never be one of those dudes. I'll only smoke. And there I was. Hey, let me get some of that. Let me try that. Yeah, because at a point you're like, well, yeah, this isn't doing. I've been doing it for so long, it's only getting you so high or whatever. So you're just like, well, let's up the ante a little bit. And yeah, somebody shot me up for the first time.
Where on your body? Your arm?
Yeah,
your
my
leg?
arm, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where I used to have veins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They collapsed.
Yeah, they're coming back now,
Nice.
But finally, after 5 years,
Okay.
yeah, starting to get some more vascularity in my arms. But yeah, they were smoked. They were
Wow.
gone. Legs, feet, arms.
Really?
Yeah. Anywhere I could get in a vein, yeah, I'm hitting that fucker.
Wow.
Besides the neck, never went that far.
Okay. People do though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've hit people in the neck.
Wow.
Just lay back, squeeze your jugular, and fucking
Pops up. Go for it.
pop that fucker in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, I think I've probably done a shot of heroin in my neck. Somebody else did it for me,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I couldn't get anywhere else. Like, hey, you hit my neck? Oh yeah, I can do that. At that point, you're putting your trust in some other junkie to hopefully not fucking miss or fuck you up. And,
So what would happen if there was a miss?
oh, it would probably it'd burn and then it would swell up, and then you risk the chance of an abscess or infection of some sort,
Yeah.
because like heroin's fucking dirty. Heroin's fucking nasty. I mean, like, the white china or whatever it is probably the cleanest shit you can get, but that shit don't exist. At least in these parts,
Doesn't have to, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I did meth for the first time, shooting it, and started with the smoking the heroin deal, and like just the crowd I put myself in was like everybody was getting lit off needles, and so eventually it went to meth mixed with heroin, and like once I got that feeling, it was just like meth would hit, and then heroin would hit, and it's just like euphoria.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Yeah. But it's nothing I want to experience again,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you learned that lesson. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that explained a lot, because a lot of people just look at junkies and say they're just trashy people. They're just this, they're just that. But the reality is they're hooked on something that's literally giving them the endorphins that they desire.
Yeah.
Like me, I get it from going to the gym type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what, I've switched mine to as well. Like the high of, lifting weight or, just depleting anything in my body as much as I can to, just get the release of what I need. And like at that time it was meth and heroin and a needle. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people chase that shit. And now the streets are so, riddled with fentanyl. That's all anybody's doing, You got people sitting out in front of my business on the bricks like, bro, there's a business here. They just bust out the foil and a tutor and just start smoking away. I'm like, you guys got to go. Like, I got kids in here, families. Like, if they see this shit, they're not coming back here.
Yeah.
Detrimental to the business, but pretty whack, you know? And I've been there. I mean, I've been in their shoes, but like, I'm not just going to go out in front of somebody's place of business and fucking spark up my meth pipe. It's just not how I was. A lot of these people, now that it's decriminalized, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And, we got several law enforcement people that come in and get cut on the regular, and they're like, well, yeah, I mean, like, we can't do anything about it. We can ask them to leave, trespass them from the property, but they'll be back in 2 hours.
Yep.
As soon as we leave, they go around the corner and walk right back over here. So, super lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where were we?
Heroin, meth.
Heroin and meth, yeah. So, yeah, man, couple relationships, and like they were all just drug fueled. Never had in my adult life a functioning relationship. For sure. And because everyone was backed by the dope and whatnot, and I tried hitting rehab in town in Salem, and I made it there like 3-4 days, and I'm like, so what happens if I leave? Like, oh, nothing. You can leave at any time. Really? Yeah. Just get, see the nurse and make sure you're good to go. Well, fuck. If that's the case, I'm out. Let me get that fucking quick little checkout. She's like, so is everything fine? Are you dizzy? Can you see straight? Blah blah blah. I said, yeah, I'm good. She's like, all right, sign here. Just signed the paper, grabbed my shit, and I walked out.
Wow.
Was it one that you checked yourself into?
Yeah. At that point, my mom helped me get in there, and like, because I wanted change.
Right.
I was tired of, being fucked up.
Yeah.
So they didn't have you like sign something saying you would, be there for a certain amount of time, like commit to a certain. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, nothing was court ordered.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on probation at the time, but like, I don't know if I was talking to my PO or we were on good terms, but like. Nothing was set in stone. It was just a detox, to try to straighten my shit up. But
voluntary, essentially.
Voluntary. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
But like 2 blocks away, I had a homeboy that I knew was in the game, and I'm like, well, just go get high. Fuck sitting here going through this withdrawal, and like they're not keeping me medicated on, fucking.
I can't think of it either. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
The one to help you detox?
Yeah. Suboxone or whatnot, They're like, oh, yeah, here's a little micro tablet, and this should cure you. And I'm like, yeah, it's not doing anything. Like, I'm suffering here. And I think that's a big reason why people don't want to get sober as well. It's because the detox is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like meth, you can detox. You fucking sleep for 3-4 days, eat, a couple bowls of cereal, a couple dozen donuts, and you're good to go. Heroin, bro, you're fucking sneezing, shitting yourself, restless legs,
body
aches, fucking sweating.
How long does that take for heroin?
Depends. Like, sometimes it could be like 3 to 5 days. Sometimes it could be 7 to 14.
Damn.
Just depends on, like, how much you use or how your body metabolizes the drug or whatever, you know. And so yeah, I left there, went and got high, and you know, but I still knew I wanted some change in my life, you know. That was still ringing in the back of my head, like, I gotta get my shit straight. Like, my kid at this time's like fucking, it's 2017, so 9, I believe. Yeah, he was born in 2008, 7, yeah. He was 9. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I gotta get present and gotta fucking do something with my life, you know. And at this point, you know, my son's living with my mom, who was supposed to be living with me, and my mom, you know, living with me, but I was at my mom's house in the basement, you know, because I was too busy roaming the streets and doing all sorts of shit to have, like, my own place, you know. I didn't have a job, I was just getting high. And, so, you know, spending a couple weeks on the streets, getting high, kicking it, and then, like, you know, I went back to Mom's house and was like, I need to figure something out. So she helped me figure out a place in Eugene, Buckley. Okay. Yeah, figured out Buckley. So my brother picked me up. I stayed the night at his house, like, that morning. I went to the bathroom, got high real quick. I'm like, I'm going to do my last shot, get high, and then I'm going to go into this detox and fucking stick it out.
Yeah.
And so he drops me off, you know, they're WJ Park right across the street. And I'm like, I got a couple needles. I got, you know, probably a quarter gram of heroin. Like, do I throw it away in the dumpster, or do I, you know, try to do it?
Yeah.
Try to sneak it in or something. So I threw it in the dumpster behind the spot and, you know, did my check-in evaluation and all that shit, and got to bed and, you know, pass out because I'm lit. And I pretty much stayed in bed for like 7 days straight. Like, oh, you need to get up and eat. And I'm like, yeah. Go in there, take 2 bites, go back to bed. Like, it was horrible. Sweated through my sheets every time I lay down. I'm like, hey, I need new sheets. The lady would come in, change the sheets, just soaked. I don't even know how I had that much sweat in my body. It was fucked. And then they're like, oh yeah, they got these meetings coming in, you know, they're kind of mandatory, you got to do it. And I had to go in there, sit down for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not with this. Go back to bed. And but this whole time in the back of my mind, I know there's dope out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder when the garbage comes. So I could just leave right now and get out of this horrible detox and get lit one time, you know? But then I'd fuck up what I have going on now.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. You know, I stuck with the program. And waited for a bed to open up at a place called Carlton. It was like a 90-day men's intensive inpatient treatment program, and got out in like 86 days because I had completed everything I needed to, and, you know, they saw fit, and moved into Oxford. And that's like community living pretty much, you know. It's like Oxford.
Halfway house? Is that an Oxford house?
Yeah, halfway houses are like a little bit different.
Okay.
You know, Oxford's like worldwide, and it's, you know, democratically ran.
Okay.
Like, they're just, you know, big ass houses that, you know, some owners own, and then they, you know, rent them out to Oxford.
Okay.
And so they pretty much trap them out to ex-addicts, you know.
I was trying to think, like, it sounds so familiar, so I was trying to place it.
Yeah, so Oxford is like an organization that there's, you know, there's a president, a chairman, you know, chore leader and all this shit, and like, you know, everybody's got, it's structure, and like, you know, you get random UAs, everybody's accountable, like, you get a little bit of leeway to get a job, but like, if you're not getting a job, you're not paying your bills, like, you get put on contracts, and these contracts are like 30-day contracts. So if you don't follow the shit and have everything done at this 30-day mark, like, you'll get voted out.
Okay.
You know, But you have to get, voted for a contract as well. Everything's a vote because it's all democratically ran. It's like, who's in favor for, Bob to go on meeting contract, or, if he's not hitting his 3 meetings a week, people raise their hand, and it, boom, 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 boom. All right, seven out of, 13 people say it's a go, so it's a go.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's somebody that's all keeping track of the minutes, writing everything down or typing it down, all the motions.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is like for accountability, though.
Yeah. Because if it's not in the meeting minutes, then it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for all of it, the way that it's ran and everything, it sounds like
for your own accountability.
Yeah.
Right.
Holding you accountable for your.
Right, because I couldn't hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I'd be fucking getting lit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
don't want to be sitting here working.
Right.
Working? Having a job? Paying bills?
Because at this point, when did you have a job? When was the last time you actually had a paying job? Like a legitimate job?
Legit
at
job?
This point.
At
the Oxford house.
2009. Right when I got out of prison.
Okay.
And this is 2017 we're talking about now, so it's at 8 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
8 years. So
that you've gone without a job.
Without a job.
Okay.
Just, hustling, selling some dope here, selling dope there, staying at this person's house, or living over here, or in my mom's basement, like
essentially homeless.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had like the station, where the hub where I could go.
Yeah.
I
so
kept
you were
a lot
couch
of my stuff.
surfing.
Yeah, I'd stay with this person or have this relationship for 3-4 months, and then that would end, and then I'd go over here to this, this house, be there for a while.
Okay.
But it wasn't like I was mooching off people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had my own hustle, I supplied myself with whatever, if I needed money, I'd be like, hey, Mom, can you hook me up a few bucks? But that was, a rarity.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't even want to be around there, So it was like, yeah. But, so stayed in Oxford, tried to put some money together, started to work in pallet factory. That was whack.
Really?
Super whack, dude. Building pallets, tearing apart pallets, building them for 13, not even 30, I think it's like $11 an hour or something at that point. And it's like, it was 2018. And I'm like, or no. Yeah, 2018. My God, this is fucking whack. Like, I can make this sitting on my couch, sell a bag here, sell a bag there, But it was, just that criminal thinking.
Yep.
That was just like,
the easiest way to do something. Yeah.
The easy road. And, then I had a buddy that started logging, and I'm like, oh, they're hiring. And he's like, we'll see, So I started working with him, on the landing, chasing, unbelling chokers, building coils, all that shit, bucking logs. And I did that for a good 6 months for the summer. Started getting into November, and it was like, there's fucking 2 feet of snow on the ground. It's cold as fuck.
Yep.
Like,
can't move your hands. You gotta do that hard ass work.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't for me. So I pretty much no call, no shit on that one. It's just like, I'm gonna get something else going. And then I had a few people in the Northwest beauty school or whatever, But during the summer, I'd do haircut here, just on the boys, just to kind of, fade them up. If they wanted it, cool. And then they're like, well, you should just go to, check out the beauty school, go to barber school. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And, I went in, they're like, we're waiving sign-on fees, and if you're not working or doing this or whatever, they give you financial aid to help you, get through your shit and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, well, sign me up. And, spent that, I started that program, and, like, at the time I went through, it was, like, 1,350 hours you had to have, like, 400 haircuts and all that bullshit. And halfway through my program, like, oh, yeah, program's changing, June 1st, and it's going to be, like, 900 hours and, like, 250 haircuts. I'm like, can I just swap over to that program and just be done in a month, They're like, if you did that, there would be some issues with financial aid, and you would, end up owing a lot more money. I'm like, it doesn't seem...
That makes zero sense.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. The more experience I have in here, the better, really.
True.
And, ended up graduating there in November, and then got licensed and started working in a shop December.
Of what year?
17?
2019. No.
2019.
19.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so from 18 to 19, I was in Oxford.
Oxford
going to
House.
school.
Yeah.
2019, moved out of Oxford, and life became so much better.
Yeah.
You know, still going to school at that point, finishing up, but yeah, life became way better.
Okay.
Being outside of that, you
Yeah.
know, kind of having a space that's yours, you know. And yeah, so while I was still in Oxford, you know, I met my wife now.
Okay.
You know, we're kind of friends, and you know, it just started hanging out more and more, and you know, one thing led to another. We're in a relationship. We move in together. We got a place together with a couple other friends, and yeah, got done with school. Started working in a barber shop, and then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So I just started cutting hair out of the house, you know, because like, why not? There was, you know, a few specific barbers that were like, if you're cutting hair outside of a shop now, you're whack. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't have any fallback shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still expected to pay my bills,
Yep.
whether I can cut hair or not, you know? And so I cut hair out of my house, like,
Good for you. Oh,
against
yeah.
the law or not. Like,
Yeah.
I have to, I've
You gotta
got bills
fucking
to
do what
pay,
you gotta do.
You know?
Yeah.
I got a kid and fucking family,
Yeah.
pretty much, you know?
So did the shop that you were working in, did it close because of COVID?
Yeah,
Just
yeah. It
closed.
was like mandatory. Anybody in the beauty industry was asked out.
Okay, no, I remember.
Yeah, it was like March 26th of 2019 that all doors had to shut.
Okay.
And then they didn't open back up till May 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know,
Yeah, like what are you
end of
supposed
March,
to do?
all of April, and half of May.
Yeah.
That's like a solid 60 days, a solid 2 months.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do for 2 months? Like, it's 2 months of bills are going to accumulate. And
Yep.
like, fucking, bills ain't cheap these days, you know? So, yeah, I kept myself afloat, you know, cutting hair on the side and just having people come to my house, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then, due to my previous location of the barber shop, it was just way too expensive to be able to manage that, you know, with the owner. And so we moved the location to another spot and worked there from May to, I think, end of June. And then, like, I had some appointments scheduled and shit. And he was like, hey, like, closing shop. I'm like, well, I got like appointments scheduled today. Like, what am I supposed to do? He's, well, give him a call and let him know. I'm like, okay. You know. And then hit up one of my boys that I knew owned a shop, and I was like, hey, man, are you doing any hiring? He's like, fuck yeah, I could use somebody for sure. Got on there at Young Cuts and worked there for like 14 months, something like that. Built myself a decent clientele while I was there, and figured, you know, while I was working there, you know, it was getting close to when I was leaving. Like, I hadn't planned on leaving at that point yet, but, you know, me and the wife were talking, and we're like, you know, we want to buy a house, we want to open a shop, but we want to buy a house and then open a shop, you know. But the market was just so fucking crazy that it's not doable at this time. She's like, well, let's just open a shop.
Yep.
You know, like, okay, yeah. It's like, my wife says anything, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. She can make it fucking happen, dude.
Yeah. Good.
She can make shit happen,
Yeah.
for sure. Like,
Strategically, that was the better move anyways.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Because then, you know, with my shop, or our shop, me and the wife, you know, it just, I was able to accumulate more money handling it that way.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Which is the shop that you have currently.
Yes.
Okay, location of that shop.
It's 1401 Market Street.
Mm-hmm.
Suite C.
Yep. Over by the what's the sports bar?
There's Prime Time.
Prime Time
Steakhouse.
Yep.
Yeah, it's little.
Tara Ren right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's in the breezeway there. Signage in the front, signage in the back.
Yep.
You know. But yeah, so we're like, okay, let's just open a shop. And the wife puts her mind to, bro, it happens.
Nice.
No matter what. Whatever she's got to do, it's fucking done. When she sets her mind to something, it's happening.
Yeah.
May not happen right now, but
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yep.
Yeah. No, she had the location, the facility license, the website, everything done within 30 days.
Nice.
Within
Hell yeah.
30 days. And it was like, this is happening,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it was like, I had a decent clientele, you know, and like my last few weeks, I was like, hey, I'm opening a shop, Springfield, blah, blah, blah. 90% of them are like, fuck, way closer for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to drive across town, spend, you know, a quarter of my day, half my day setting up an appointment and driving clear across town. So that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking A. Yeah, so we knocked the barbershop out in a couple weekends, you know, in my last few weeks there. Did the inside and got that situated. And
it looks great. I love the way it looks.
yeah, man. Yeah. Started out with one chair. You know, I had a couple toolboxes because I had an issue with other chairs arriving. Fucking Amazon bullshit. But, yeah, got some other chairs in there. And, you know, I was kind of, I don't know if you'd call it scared, but a little not sure, I guess, is what I'd say. If, like, am I going to be able to do this?
Well, this is a whole different level. It's a whole different level.
Yeah. Like, I'm not working for somebody else or at somebody else's place. This is my space.
This is all on you now.
Yeah. This is a make it or break it, you know? And we're at a year last month, and shit's just rolling heavy.
Hell yeah.
Got a squad in there of super great barbers, and, like, I couldn't ask for a better crew.
Nice.
You know? It's just beyond what I thought would ever happen.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it'd be me and another dude, or me and some other guy, or two other guys, just, you know, kicking it. And now there's 5 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm proud of you, dude, because that just shows that there's really no fucking excuses.
There isn't. No. I know part of it I owe to the wife for sure.
Well, yeah.
You know,
but,
a big part of it.
But shit happens for a reason.
But yeah, definitely. And, you know, I put myself in a situation there with my overhead and everything. Like, if all else fails, I could pay for this spot and keep shit afloat myself. Do I want to have to do that? Not really. You know, not really.
Because I'm not profitable.
Yeah. I mean, I would still make some money, but I wouldn't be making, you know, what I would like to make. So.
And you guys just got married when? Just like less than a year ago? April. Yes.
Yeah. Flew down to Vegas, did a little side wedding, got married by Elvis.
Hell yeah, Elvis. He's the one. He's the one to go see.
Yeah. Shit, I think they're banning that now.
Really?
Yeah. I seen something on social media. It's like something to do with the rights of, you know, Elvis and
shit.
all that.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think they're doing away with
that's
Elvis weddings.
Wow.
Somebody's gonna complain about something no matter what it is. So
always. There's always gonna be somebody.
Oh,
always
man.
that person.
So that, I mean, to me, that was extremely inspirational.
Yeah.
From where you came from to where you're at now. And I have an appointment with you tomorrow, so I know you personally cutting my hair. But I mean, there's just so much. There's so much to be proud of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just closed on a house too.
Yeah.
Not to flex or anything, but it was $500,000.
Hell yeah. Just flex all you want, bro. You earned that shit.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds way more that way. You know, it's $500,000.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
$500,000.
$450,000, okay?
Okay.
You know?
$500,000 though.
Yeah.
It's still half a fucking million.
Yeah, shit. The wife made that shit happen too. She's like, what do you think about buying a house? You know, we got the shop. Well, let's get a house.
Yep.
Like, okay. Like, let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything she says, brings up, She's like, you want to do it? Yeah.
Because you know that she's thinking she's forward thinking. She's going to think the correct moves.
Always. Always. And I'm just here to back her up.
Yeah, you know, that's a good team, though. That's a good team spirit right there. That's how it should work.
Right.
That's how it should work. So, how's your relationship with your son?
It's good.
Okay.
He's lived with me for the last 5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
So
since I've been in sobriety, he's been with me.
Yeah. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah, we got a good relationship. He doesn't like to talk to me too much.
Yeah, well, they don't at that age, right?
Yeah, he's 14 now.
Yeah.
So he's just, a little isolation. Likes to stay in his room and play video games.
Yep.
But
I have 2 daughters.
He's happy. He's fed. He's clothed.
He knows he's loved.
Everything.
Yeah. That's good. Now, do you and your wife have a child?
None together.
Are you going to?
Oh, no.
No? You're done. You guys are done.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It would have been cool if we had met, earlier. Years before.
Yeah.
And had kids together.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've fumbled the thought of, it would be super dope if we had a kid together. But, our youngest kid is 14.
Yeah.
And I'm not starting over.
You don't want to start over. Yeah.
I'm about 3.5 years to kid-free, being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
That's what's up.
And I'm not gonna go back and have that baby.
Yeah, that's smart move.
Held back down for another 18 years.
Yeah, right.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, 2 of the kids are freshmen in high school. The other one's a sophomore.
Cool, nice.
And so they got a couple more years, and
hell yeah.
Yeah, we're
get the fuck out. We're doing our thing. Hell yeah. So what are your future goals? What do you and your wife have do you have future goals, or are you living right here, right now, just appreciating now?
Right now, dude, shit's just come together. Everything that we were one day, one day I want to do this. Mm-hmm. One day we'll have that. Oh, one day, someday, you know. All the some days have come true so far, you know what I mean? Someday I'll own a shop, you know what I mean? And that shit happened way sooner than I would ever thought it would have.
That's the problem with the someday mentality, because my mentality is today.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going to happen today, it's today. Like your wife. Your wife has my type of mentality where she's like, let's fucking do that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think of the someday. Of course you think of someday. But my someday is right now.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, eventually, we'll make it happen, or I want to do this. And she's like, well, then let's do it.
Nice. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, so April, we started the fucking house process, and we were looking at some, used houses, I guess, previously owned, whatever, properties and shit, and then I see so many people on the regular, and they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to buy a house, we got outbid by $20,000. This person's like, we got outbid by $50K.
Discouraging.
There was 32 offers in by noon, and I didn't have a chance. And I'm like, okay, we're we'll just see what's available that's being built.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we buy a brand new house. You don't have to fucking outbid nobody.
Yeah.
You just lock that shit in and, have your cash to close it.
Hell yeah.
So that's what we did. And yeah, it was good.
Cool.
Didn't have to deal with shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just getting everything situated and all the shit for the financial part, bank statements here, year-to-date profit loss for me because I'm a 1099, is your business still in, active? I'm like, well, yeah. We need to know that. So we need some invoices.
Yeah, verification.
Between this date and this date. I'm like, well, okay, so I just need to go have some product bought and shipped to this address so you have verification. Some of it was a little ridiculous, but
that's just how it is.
Yeah,
it
all got done. Yeah,
nice.
Situated.
Cool.
Moved in, and just a couple blocks away.
Cool. Sweet. Sweet. So where are you 5 years? What are you going to be doing in 5 years?
5-year plan.
Yeah.
We'll be with no kids in the house.
Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. But if they are in the house, they will be paying bills. That's for damn sure. They will have a job. They will have their own car, and they will be paying bills.
Oh, yeah.
5 years, I don't know. Me and the wife talked about, moving to North Carolina.
Okay.
It's an option. It's out there. You can get a massive house for a couple bags of Skittles and some corn nuts, you know?
Yeah.
And, but another thing, you know, I got a buddy down in Mexico, and he's, you know, wanting to get back into tattooing. And, like, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to setting up a shop at, you know, some beach location where
That
it's
would be
big
dope.
touristy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and when it's shitty here, go down there,
Hell yeah.
do haircuts, and, you know, come back when it's nice here. You know, a little vacation station.
Absolutely.
And have the buddy just there year round doing tattoos,
Yep.
you know?
That'd be so dope.
One of my other barbers, you know, Jake, he's like, yeah, bro, I would come down at least once a month and cut hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make a week trip out of it or weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a write-off.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Going to work.
Hell yeah.
Write that shit off.
Isn't that vacation?
And eventually have those vacations paid for.
Yep.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a nice 5-year plan to
That's
have that
up there.
set up.
Yeah. Cool. You better tell your wife because she'll make it happen.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've been talking about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So give me something to end on. I want to know something inspirational that you can tell somebody that was in your shoes to avoid pitfalls. Do you have anything? Do you have any type of advice for somebody that's in that mindset of this is just it and I'm going to fucking stay high forever or die?
It'd probably have to be, you know, don't lose yourself, you know. There is always something better.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom's the bottom. There's only up from there, you know.
That's it.
And so, like, you can't just stay at the bottom. Like, you gotta have some sort of find some inspiration in something. Find God or whatever you may believe in that keeps you going. Like, you just gotta grow up.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're out of here.